Count them out, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. Today I got my 4th stripe in jiu-jitsu. We're gonna take a little walk. Come with me. So I was in jiu-jitsu class today took about a week because we went on a cruise. And we ended the day and the professor calls me up and puts my 4th stripe on me, which was a pretty good feeling, I'll tell you that. I don't know if I mentioned before, but I used to train in jiu-jitsu from 2018 to about 2020 or 2021. And I ended up stopping because I was having a lot of lower back issues. And then I just kind of got burned out. And the reason why I got burned out is because I was so obsessed with chasing a belt. I was so obsessed with advancing instead of enjoying my time there. Now, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy it. But overall, it was more about the end goal instead of the process. So I wanted to get my blue belt. And my understanding in jiu-jitsu, it's usually anywhere from 18 months to 2 years that somebody can get their blue belt. You know, some people may be a little bit longer, some people may be even shorter. But I busted my tail and I got it after 2 years. So I was very excited about that. But then right after I got it, for some reason, I guess it was about the time when my back was really irritating me, but jiu-jitsu just stopped being fun. It wasn't as fun as it used to be. Class became a chore, right? And when something becomes a chore, that's the easiest way to stop doing it. And worse than that was, even though I got my blue belt, I kind of felt myself regressing in my skill set, regressing in the work that I was doing on a daily basis out there. So I ended up just stopping. And I took a break and I thought I wasn't ever gonna come back. So it got to the point to where I had my old gi, my uniform and my blue belt, my old white belt, and I put it in the Goodwill bag and sent it off. Looking back on that, I kind of regret that, but it is what it is. Well, when I started back up jiu-jitsu in September, I found a gym that was 10 minutes from the house, which was absolutely perfect because I have no excuse not to go, right? It's 10 minutes from the house. The other gym was probably about 30, so you can easily build in an excuse why you wouldn't go. But 10 minutes, you got to be there. So I started going, and the instructor asked me after the intro class, or when I decided to sign up, he said, so what belt were you before? And I said I was blue belt. He's like, okay, well, you should start at blue belt. And I didn't like it. I didn't like that idea of starting off at blue belt. As a matter of fact, I'm taking back one step. Another jiu-jitsu gym I visited, he asked me what belt I was before. He said I was blue. I told him I was blue, and he said, well, you got to start at blue. And I was like, I'm not really comfortable with that. He said, well, here you got to start with blue, or wherever you last were. So that gym was a little bit farther from home, so I ended up choosing the one that was closer. And he at least gave me the option. I said, I don't really feel comfortable with coming in as blue because I had mentally dumped just about everything that I learned during that time. So after a few classes, he comes up to me, very, very honored, but he said, hey, I think you should wear a blue belt. And again, I wasn't too excited about that. So he actually compromised and he said, hey, look, I'll tell you what. How about this? How about we'll start you off at 3 stripes and then you'll build up from there. So he reached that compromise and I was a 3 stripe probably since mid-September. And then today I got my 4th stripe. And I must tell you that I'm enjoying jiu-jitsu more so than I ever have in the time that I've been doing it. And I was thinking back, what is the reason why I'm having fun with this? And it came to me that I no longer am obsessing over a belt. When my end goal before was just the belt. I wasn't focused on getting better. Well, of course I was focused on getting better, but I wasn't putting enough focus on getting better. I wasn't putting enough focus on learning good technique. More importantly, I wasn't putting enough focus on having fun. I'm paying money to show up to the gym and I'm not having fun. What the hell am I doing? So this time around, I'm just going to class. I'm getting my butt kicked. But every time I come out of class, I feel like I've gotten a little bit better. And what that has showed me is that I need to apply that in all facets of my life. Like I've mentioned many times before that I've had the yo-yo dieting or the issues with nutrition, eating, and whatnot. And I always would obsess about a number. I would obsess about that goal of 185. But I wasn't having fun. I wasn't having fun going on my walks. Right? I was more concerned about, no, I gotta walk an hour today and nothing less than that. Because if I don't do that, then I'm not getting closer to my goal of 185. Right? Or if I had a goal of 10,000 steps, and that's at the end of the night, I'm at 9,547. Well, I can't go to bed until I get to 10,000. Done that numerous times. Which, on one, don't get me wrong, I do get it about hitting goals and goal setting and whatnot. That's important. But when it becomes obsessive, that's when it becomes counterproductive. When all my activities were all focused on a goal of getting to an arbitrary number that I applied to myself. How much fun was I having? Not much. How much fun was I having when, after a diligent week of working out, eating right, and I got on the scale, and instead of dropping the 2 pounds like I felt like I deserved, I only dropped 1. When looking back on it, that was nonsense. 1 pound was 1 closer to the goal that I had set. But I'm too busy focusing on what's ahead of me instead of focusing on what's in front of me, instead of enjoying the work and enjoying the process and celebrating those small wins. I missed out on it, on those small victories that actually keep you motivated and keep you moving forward. So in this year, that's definitely going to be my focus. That's definitely going to be my plan when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Um, I would say might be summer, maybe June, July. I would probably get my blue belt. But if I don't, that's fine. Why? Because between now and we'll just say July, I'm going to have numerous opportunities to get better. I'm going to have numerous opportunities to focus on technique. I'm going to have numerous opportunities to have fun and enjoy the process. And this time around with my journey, like I mentioned, 185 by December. That is so much time between now and then that I don't have to stress weight loss. I don't have to stress it. What I do know is I just have to be diligent and consistent in my work. And by work, I mean my nutrition, right? These goals, these weight loss, fat loss is 80, 90% tied to nutrition. So making small changes and just being consistent with those changes is going to get me where I need to be. And just being excited about those small victories along the way is going to make this more fun. So those are my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts.